very good morning, friends. My name is Abhishek Verma. I am an assistant professor at Amity University, Noida. I take the subject of political science. This is my page Political Friend, and I welcome you all. Please subscribe to my channel for more educational videos. My class today would be regarding the career choices which we should make after our 12th examination. We all are very aware that this time, due to the Pandemic Act, we are not able to give our examination of the 12th board. But do we really need to think about that? Think of the perspective that we were able to secure good marks in our 10th examination, maybe an average marking in 11th, and very not well prepared for our 12th board examination. But still, our percentage in 12th board examination would be an average of all these three examinations: the 10th board examination, the 11th board examination, and the pre board examination of class 12th. Hopefully, we secure more than 80% or 90%, or maybe an average marking of 60-65, depending on whatever we did in our past. But why should the past impact our future? And why we should not be worried that if the examination has not taken place, what career choices should we make? I will bring you a dynamic prospect of the subject of humanities, especially political science, in your career choices. What exactly do we study in the political science and what kind of choices we have? So let's have a look on these choices. First of all, talking of political science, it is a graduation honors paper in the universities of India. So you can be an honors graduate in the paper of political science. And what courses do we have to study in that? We have to read about the Indian political philosophy, the philosophers, the Western philosophy, and the international relations. Apart from it, in Indian philosophy, we also read about the independence part, the part of making of the constitution, and the policies which are made by the government and its impact on the people. Coming to the policies and the impact on the people, we must also be very aware that these political science subject not only help us to become or have a greater and wider prospect of the uh, our profession, but also it helps us to secure a very good marks in the most premier examination of UPSC. Yes, you heard it right, UPSC, the Union Public Service Commission examination. Why it is the most premier examination of our country? Why it is one of the most toughest examination of the world? We should be very aware that the 26 types of E-classes services are provided by the examination conducted by UPSC. One examination, and it helps us to go ahead and make 26 career choices. What is the role of political science in that? That becomes a big question. When we think and have a thorough study of that, we come to know that more than 50% syllabus is covered only in this particular subject of political science, because it does not only derives the subject itself, but it also derives one of the most important aspect, and that is the making of Indian constitution, the independence, and the policies with the international relation. Think of all these choices. Making of the Indian constitution, why that is important. Until unless we know what and how our political setup of country is made up of, we could not know what we exactly are going to do after getting selected in the UPSC examination. Second most thing, the history, which comes along with this, the history of the constitution, the history of getting independence, the history of making policies which are internationally viable and which affects India at all of the platforms of the world. The international relation, we all know the impact of international relation that is there in our country. The international relations only subjectifies the relation of our country with all the other neighboring countries and all other countries of the world. Each and every country have some kind of bilateral relations. The role and the trade agreements which are there between the countries, either they are an ally or a foe, that we need to decide. But all this comes under one umbrella term, and that is political science. So, do we have only the choices of going to UPSC through political science? No. I will let you know all other prospects which we have. Coming from the first point of UPSC, the second most important thing is when we talk about the state PCS. Almost every state in the Union Territory and the Indian subcontinent takes an examination. This examination is important for us so that we may have a very good career choice in the state. Working in the state in the post of SDM, the subdivisional magistrate, or a DSP, or different kinds of officers comes through state PCS. Similarly, the same things we have to study through this. Coming to state PCS, we have the subjects of history, polity, the economics, geography, international relation, the sciences paper. Coming to the third career prospect, the third and the foremost important is the career of being a professor. Yeah, you heard it right, a professor. And why it is very much important for us? Because being a professor in India, in the academician in India, gives you a very good remuneration as salary, a very good respectable position in the society, and you would be contented to know that you would be one that would be providing education to your junior mates. For that, choosing political science as a subject, you can be a political science professor. Right now in India, we have only two ways through which we can be a professor. The first one is clearing a PhD examination, and the second one clearing a NET examination. So, clearing a PhD examination or a PhD degree comes from the research work which you do in political science. And clearing the NET, it is an examination conducted by NTA these days, the National Testing Agency, replacing the UGC. But yes, the choices are very clear, and one of the most highest paid salaries in India. The fourth prospect which we have is of being a teacher, a government school teacher, a private school teacher, a best career choice for the female candidates to be at your home place, your native place, your in-laws place, and be at a respectable job, that is of being a teacher. The fifth one is a political analyst. Yes, my dear friend, being a political analyst. These kind of posts were not very much heard in previous times, 20 years back, but nowadays it is one of the elite jobs. You analyze in various institutions the role of the various policies that has been implemented, and what do we get from that? A very high salary, a thorough study of all the policies that are going on in our country, and a better person and citizen who can work at ground level to change or bring a change in the society by reading the policies. The sixth career option which we have is of an NGO, non-governmental organization. We all are very much aware that the role of NGOs in the 21st century is not a very easy task. NGOs are working very well to make a better world, a better society, and a better citizen. So, these are the career prospects which we can have from our political science subject. As I have already told you that in political science subject, we need to study the Indian political theories, the philosophers, the Western political theory and the philosophers, and the international relation. So guys, I leave it up to you whether you want to choose political science or not, but I will keep updating you with more educational videos. Thank you and have a nice day.